Hi. Oh, hi, Triddle. Your name is very hard to read in this color. How well can you hear me? Hi. Oh, hi, Triddle. Your name is very hard to read
Oh,
in this
fuck.
color. Yep. Okay, how I guess you can hear me pretty well. I'll be back in a second. Okay, that's perfect. I'm just looking for my phone to monitor the Discord chats if I need to, and I have no idea where I put it. Well, I still have no idea where I put it. Um, Feedback host, like, do you hear my voice twice, repeated and delayed? And was it just because I forgot to mute my stream? Because I was on Twitch. Hi, Drajan. Is it like background noise, like a ground noise? Just a constant? Oh, would this be any better? I'm just testing new settings because I finally figured out why I was always hearing the webcam sound. Okay, I'm going to mess with that then. Yeah, that's normal. Can I... Shouldn't be. Okay, I'm going to mess with that. Can you still hear me correctly? Okay, let me unplug the webcam just in case. Okay, is that any better? No, okay. How about that? Because when I tested in recording and not streaming, I had no problem. So, okay, good. So I think it was just the wrong settings in my interface. I should really get a better interface. Huh. And is that better? I mean, if it's not bothering you too much, I'll just go ahead and proceed with that anyway. Oh, I found my phone. It was just under my keyboard. Okay, so you can still hear me fine? Just one last check. Okay, perfect. Alright, so what do you want to do today? I had planned some world building. Well, not plan, but imagine we could do that. But anything is fine by me, so... Oh yeah, we do have Drajan who's new, and Triddle who did not hang out much before, I think. So for those who did not know, this is picking back up from, yeah, December 16, I should change that. This is picking back up from December. Hi, Fennec. And it's a small collaborative language, which was supposed to be a speed lang, but actually went very, very slow, so it's not really a speed lang anymore. Sure, Cha. You do that. So I will make the VODs available on YouTube and post them at some point in the servers I put the stream in. We had some very, very basic world building going on. And yeah, inventory, nice romanization. And a tiny bit of morphology. Try to adjust the quality, Char. I mean, I keep calling you Char, but I don't know how, because your name was Charizard. I would try to adjust the quality settings and sound settings. Maybe it's registered to the account and... Oh, I still haven't implemented all the lexicon for that we did for Lexember. So anyway, what do you want to do? World building or something else? Straw ball is our savior. Oh, I have to log into Twitch. Nice. Huh. I think I'm not a robot, but I can be sure. Oh, there were cars there. Whatever. Oh, that's nice. I don't even know if I still have Alfie here. I'm sure I do. Oh, that's very nice. Yes, please erase all of my chat. What is it for? It's for nothing in particular. It's for fun, really, for the stream itself. It's kind of self-contained. I mean, I'm not going to use it in any setting of mine, so... And it's almost entirely new, because that's what we have. They're on an island. The name of the people, Yalonda, should translate to sons of the boat. Or maybe people of the boat, we will have to see exactly. They have a religion that's mostly based on the sea. And I'm going to say the highest god is the boat father. Oh yeah, and they hate birds. Or maybe not hate, but at least fear or are disgusted by them. Oh, hi. How are you, Biabi? Yes, but Daddy is the affectionate nickname. Did you miss that, Alan? I think it was in the first stream when we decided the name. Maybe you had to go before that, though. Might have in the second half of it. Yes, I know, I did not take the time to implement it. I was going to say I did not have the time, but I did not take it, really. BRB, I'm sleeping from 6 to 15 these days, so really? Yeah, I managed to fuck on my sleep schedule and haven't really bothered not fucking it. Unfucking it, rather. Hang on, I'm just going to check. Maybe this would be better. Tell me if it's better or worse. Well, I'll check on the Stropple. Okay, world building it is. No change, nice. Hi, back. Alright, so world building it is. So who voted grammar? I would like to know what kind of grammar you were thinking of. Yeah, see, Alan, this is why we can get nice things. It's because of you. So, what aspect of world building do you suggest we work on? Yeah, I'll do that right now. Oh, right. I can't look for that because I'm in streaming mode. Yeah, that's the thing we are trying to do in this stream. Drasion. Oh, hi, Lycan. Okay, so I'm going to copy over the suggestions by Charlotte. That should do it. So yeah, the birds are taboo. We don't yet know why. We have suggestions. If it wants to load. Oh yeah, that's normal. That's why it doesn't load. This is another document. I renamed it. There we go. So I don't think that birds pooping on stuff is going to be a very good reason for that. But the destroying the crops might be a good one. Maybe they're migratory birds and they destroy the crops. As for what kinds of birds there are, we don't know. I mean, I'm going to say there are migratory birds because I just said it 10 seconds ago, but other than that, we don't really know. They are on an island, so presumably mostly seabirds. Albatrosses, maybe. How does this marine culture consider the Milky Way? I don't know, because it's not supposed to be in our planet. I would say it's neither. Is it Shkalum? Yeah, I'm going to say to go with Shkalum. It's not really hatred or worship. It's more that they are seen as evil and you do not consume evil because that makes you evil, something like that. And feel free to suggest something else, but that's my assumption. Maybe the birds resemble the visions of death. Well, coming from someone named Ravenist, that's not surprising. Okay, Alan, I know this is a joke, Hiram, but maybe the boat father used to be able to fly and cannot anymore because of a bird type of god. So that makes it taboo and that makes it the enemy of the boat father. Alright, so we are going for some theology. Yes. Maybe he was only flying and then he was deprived of his flying. Not necessarily clip his wing, just took it away. I don't know why or how now, but we'll see. Yeah, that he was deprived of the flying, and as such, it makes the people who deprived him of flying evil, come opposed to him. Yeah, maybe as a way to hide because the skies were unsafe. Maybe he still can fly. He just doesn't do it because it's too dangerous for him. Oh, that's a very good one, Lycan. I see. Yeah, okay. And yeah, I do remember the owl. Okay, I'm going to put some ideas. And submit a few ideas to a vote. There, I made a small straw poll. I'm thinking with of water, land, and air. Oh, okay, so he lent the wings to the birds. They never get them back. That seems to be winning. Yeah, it is winning. Sorry, something in my throat. Well, Rom, that's what we are trying to decide. But seemingly we are not going with that. Yeah, tech assistant for the parents is a bit of a mess. Have fun, if you can. So, the Godfather, why did he have wings in the first place? Did he create everything? Even his nemesis or the birds? Or did the birds come after and took the wings? Or rather, asked for the wings as help? We don't know what they look like, but so far I'm just assuming that there are ravens because it's a nice symbol of death. And some seabirds like gulls. So, Rome, are you thinking of something like the Prometheus mythos? Because that's giving fire to the humans. The Godfather should just start with wings. Oh yeah, one thing we know that we have decided during the previous streams is that we the people, the Yalondan people, are a rather primitive culture. They do not have like we decided that they do have smithing, but they do not have like medieval technologies such as siege engines, catapults, trebuchets, or all the architectural and construction stuff, like cranes and everything. Or maybe they do have them, but on very small scales. I kind of think of them as ancient Greece. Okay, the image of a catamaran instead of a kayak is pretty fun. Um, I think I want the Godfather to be represented as a humanoid figure. Yes, the grid did have onagers, which are basically catapults. I mean, they had a lot of siege engines. Pericles invented them, basically. He invented the battle ram, the onager, siege towers. And, well, before that there were the Odysseus mythos, with the horse of Troy. Trojan horse, that's the name. I don't remember that one. Okay, I'm reading everything, and I think I'm going to go with my initial idea of having Bodfather be human, at least in appearance, but he gave flying to the birds and it materialized as wings. Now we just need to figure out what the birds were before they got to fly. Yeah, that sounds like my idea of the Godfather. Yeah. No, I want the Godfather to be like the top god. There is nothing above him, so creator god. Well, flightless does not mean without wings. So I would want the wings to be a symbol of flying. So I wouldn't want them to be fish. However, evolution has taught us that dinosaurs kind of evolved into birds. It's more complicated than that, but you get the idea. Yeah, tiny dinosaurs. So maybe they do have like some fossils that they discovered and it came from here. Yeah, I'm just going to call them lizards. As much as I like the idea of flightless birds being given flight, it really conflicts with my understanding of evolution, because that's not how it happened. They lost flight more than they did not have flight, and then it evolved into. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with small dinosaurs, maximally in size, perhaps velociraptors, so about a meter high maximum. Yeah, I mean, they already do not line up. I just don't want it to be counterintuitive with evolution. It can be wrong in regards to evolution, but I don't want it to directly conflict. I want it to be a way of explaining it without knowing about evolution. Oh yeah, they definitely don't just look at an animal and say, hey, that evolved from something. Yeah, Well, pretty and disgusting is rather culturally subjective. So for them, they are all disgusting because they fly. They are birds. They are the symbol of disgust and maybe fear and death. But to us, they would be normal birds. So there would be a bit of everything. Yeah, geese can be pretty enormous. Yes, flying is also taboo. Okay, I'm going to need a small parabola of fable. Flightless bird that remain were just late. Oh, that's the flightless bird still being in this, despite not being entirely responsible, would be good, because that would make it a grey area in regards to the taboo. Is throwing stuff? No, because it can't touch the ground without like willing to. Like, it's not birds. The taboo would be on birds specifically and imitating birds as humans. So like having an airplane would be taboo. But not that they can have an airplane, but a kite would be taboo. Arrows might be taboo because of how far they can be thrown, but I wouldn't want spears, even Polynesian spear throwers, to be taboo. Yes, that was what I was thinking, Drajan. Maybe flightless birds are that grey area of the taboo because they look like birds but they do not fly. Maybe they are birds that did give back the ability to f- to fly or to move to the bird god, and that's why the bird god is still able to master the winds for sailing, but he still can fly. Does that make sense? Yeah, yeah, maybe they are not worshipped necessarily, but regarded as maybe they are thankful for it. Yeah, that's basically it, Ravenist. Thanks, Pancake. Actually, I had given it some thought about a shameful form of execution, as you say. I was thinking more of being hung. Being hung, I'm not sure anymore. Being hung is quite different, isn't it? But yeah, I would think that, yeah, hanged. I would think being hanged would be that. Fuck you, Alan. So yeah, I would think being hung is that shameful form because it's that shameful form of execution because you are hanging in the air. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe just being thrown out the moon door in Game of Thrones would be a nice execution too. From the top of a rocky area, high up on mountains. I mean, we could have both hanging and being thrown off a cliff. Yeah, exactly, the devils. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I would want to write a short tale, just a few sentences, about how the boat god gave the flight to the birds, and how some of them gave it away and others didn't. Maybe it was Yalonda. Well, being hung is, yes, you are left in the air, but you do not fly. It's not exactly the same imagery, but yes, you are being left to dry in the air. I mean, yes, that's a combination, Rom. No, I wouldn't make them use birds for communication. Birds are taboo. You do not touch them. You do not do anything with them. You chase them away from your crops, and that's it. In previous streams, we decided that magic was not really a thing. It was mostly folk tales. We might make it a thing later, though. Yeah, scarecrows must be big business. Yeah, and I was, I even thought of not having scarecrows as the immobile structures, but people actually paid to make the birds flee the field. By Viking funeral, do you mean a burial at sea where you burn the boat? Because Vikings had many, many funeral rituals, and it's not uniformly reported. Yes, Alan, you could. You are quite tall and lanky, and ugly, so that's a bonus. Like, and you should really just rewatch Harry Potter. Yeah, a cross carrot job, basically, yeah. Bird chaser, maybe. I mean, Alan is asking for it. He knows me. Alright, so do you have any ideas for how the birds acquired flight, how they asked for it, or why the boat father gave it to them? Because I have some ideas, but I'd rather take your input first. Charlotte, that's just tar and feathers with extra steps. Hmm. Well, the bird god would not have existed. I mean, I think you mean the lizard god, if they do come from lizards. And Fennec, what do you mean they asked to expand his kingdom? Why should it be trickery? Why should it not be just personal gain? Like, they realized that flight gave them something they did not have, they could use, and they just didn't give it back. Okay, that's fair. That's a perfectly fine reason. That's a pretty good one, Lycan. Although instead of having Godfather prefer humans and teach them to make nets, because he could have just done that in the first place instead of giving them nets, I would like to highlight the intelligence of human who learned to make nets because they had one. Okay, Papa Canoe is good one. And Alan well, I'm just going to give you my original idea. My original idea stemmed from Noah's flood, wherein basically the boat father would want to flood the land to cleanse it, and he gave every everyone the means to escape that flood or to survive it at least. So some snakes became aquatic snakes. The fish would be fine. They gave the humans boats, and the birds were left. So he gave the birds wings. Rather, some lizards were left, so he gave them wings and feathers. That was my original idea for it. Because he did not just give wings, he gave flight in the form of wings. Because why did he want to cleanse the land? Because he is a creator god and was unhappy with his creation in this area, for instance. So he just like took the eraser in Photoshop and erased it to start anew. He just preserved what he did like about it. When you say he broke his wing into many smaller wings, I think we can just go with a feather each. And then he did not have any feathers. So he couldn't fly anymore. That could be a thing. Okay, I'll try to combine all of that. Yeah, I'll try to combine a bit of everything, and you'll give me your opinion. No, we do not have a map. We could make a map just after this tale. We absolutely have no idea about the size of it, I know I wouldn't like it to be bigger than the UK or Madagascar. Not something massive. Size of Japan would also be fine. Oh, hi, Asiensis. And yes, enough to. No, I would not want to have the island is a boat as a trope. I would want it to be actually plausible, just with a mythos behind it. This is why I did not want much magic. Uh, there, that's better. It depends. After that, maybe. Not sure if we're going to do conlanging or the map. Well, I would not want the flood to last. Like it's a flood that cleanses the land for the god to begin anew, but then it's a new land. The flood recedes. And I don't really like the idea of giving just one big boat to the humans because it's way too close to Noah's mythos. He doesn't. He was displeased with his creation, lizards included. The only reason he agreed to help them would have been that the humans asked. Ancient or modern lizards? I'm going to go with yes. It's not specified. It's supposed to be dinosaurs because that's what evolved into birds. But it's just not said, it's just lizards. They had given that. More like the latter. So do the humans like the lizards? Not necessarily, but they did not want them to die. Maybe they liked the lizards, but they betrayed the boat god. So oops. So, do we make the humans hunt down the birds to give back the feathers to their father? Or do we make some birds give up flight? Are they willingly doing it or not? Yeah, maybe feathers could be a valid offering. Yeah, oh, maybe we could have both actually. They kill the birds. Yeah, maybe they kill birds who then become lizards, and some do return it willingly. Oh no, you want those who return it willingly to become lizards? Yeah, that's also nice, Charlotte. I think I'm going to go with that. I was thinking of maybe having some birds keep the wings, but not use them. But that makes a bit more sense now. Yeah, and the bird father like the lizards who willingly get the flood. Yes, and maybe that's why there just hasn't been another flood to wipe out the lizards. Now he likes them. I wouldn't say sacred, but regarded as other animals? Oh, explaining migration with the anger of the boat father is good. Is this actually real or what the islanders believe? I'm going to go with yes. That's the thing, we don't know yet. That's something that exists somehow. How exactly it exists and how it relates to reality is still to be decided. Would bird hunters. I wouldn't go that far, but everyone. Uh, maybe everyone is expected to chase the birds away, and maybe there are professional bird catchers, bird hunters. But I wouldn't say that all bird hunters would be considered to be priests or officially representing the god in any official manner. That was officially twice. I'm going to leave it there for now and not include the migration or the reason for migrations. I'm just going to include that one as a note. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking, Charlotte. So there were also suggestions of the birds bringing the moon. Do you still want to work on on this part of world building, the theology, cosmology, or do you want to go to something else, like a map, or do you want to do some grammar? I'm just going to put another pullback up. Ta-da! Results. I'm also fine with anything, which is why I'm not really making any decision right now. Okay, that's fast. I think I'll be mapping the island. Alright, it's going to be the map. Alright, how do you want to do the map? Do you want to go through a random generator or something? I don't normally do anything. I do whatever I feel like doing, really. Generally, I start on paper, but I don't want to deal with the webcam right now. I could open Photoshop or Illustrator or Wonderdraft. Wonderdraft is probably easiest. Sometimes I just generate something randomly on WordSpinner or any generator that exists. I think I'm just going to open Wonderdraft for now. Yeah. Is it that one? Let's go with that. Alright, I don't remember my account. Maybe my brother does. No, it doesn't. That's too bad. Maybe Dungeon has something. That's perfect. There we go. Right, do you see an island you like? A shape you like, or... Yeah, it's a nice one. I also have that one. Which is a bit more crude on the shapes and everything. Yeah, it is. And then there's Dungeon, but not really as useful. Yeah, Asgard has been doing a lot of work. Like, there is a lot of new functionality in, with layers mostly. Can do pretty much everything. Temperature, population. Which is why I I tend to dislike it a bit as inspiration generator, because it generates too much for it to be useful as a blank slate. So Scalum, you prefer the other one. Gotcha. So just tell me what you, if there is a shape or an area of this that you like. There, should be enough. This one? this one. Alright. Just looking around. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that island you pointed out. Don't show the grid. Yeah, zoom out a bit. And do this. Map size, template A3. I'm just going to go with the default for that. Hi, Patat. Yes, that is Yalonda. Alright. Oh, that would have been nice too. Hang on. Okay, so we want something that resembles that one. Yeah, I don't like it much either. It's a bit too... It just generates very similarly sized islands. Have fun, Drajan. Yeah, I think you can too. Yeah, that way. So I'm just going to need to... I'm actually going to do this. Yep. Or actually, can I just copy an image? No, I can't. Save image. Import. Okay. Huh. Okay, what did it do exactly? Oh, does it just import the luminosity values? Oh no, that's a height map, so yeah, it is luminosity values. So how do I... I'm not sure I can overlay the image that way then. Yeah, that's just height map. No, that's opening a map. Yeah, look, we even have the arrows. Yeah, I could, but that's a bit too much. Hang on. Okay, so white is the high setting. Now open just opens this menu to open another map. It's not really a bother though. Alright, have fun, Ravenist. It's not really a bother, I'm just going to generate something back and... No, I don't want archipelago. What does atoll look like actually? Oh yes, there is overlay. Okay. That could be it. Oh, okay, yeah, no. That's just the frame. No, overlay is just the additional stuff. Oh, maybe that? No, no, that's... huh. The fuck is this? Am I really restricted to C? I can't open that. So I can't open it that way, and it's there. Yep. Okay. Scale. Should be good. Okay, yeah, normal. Opacity can go to 0.25 here. Land. Oh yeah, roughness. Oh, can't it be like slightly better? Does that just clean it by two? That's okay. That's maybe a better start. So where do we put mountains? Because on the generator we had desert here, but no mountains, nothing. Oops. Yeah, I'm on the eraser. Basically we just decided that on a small tale about how the birds came to be and why they are considered evil by the culture. And right now we are mapping the island. Oh, yes, I think I know why it's weird. I think it's Wonder was messing with my drivers somehow. My audio interface is very, very cheap, much cheaper than my previous one, which is now in my studio, and it's strangely bugging with some applications. Like with this one, it does a weird clicky thing. I don't know why. Never knew. No, not inspired by artifactions at all. Volume settings. No, that's not what I wanted. It's a mixer. Yeah, the clicking disappears when I'm focusing another window. And yeah, just coincidence, I'm just mapping because I've been asked to by the stream's chat. Like you can see here. So maybe they were inspired by artifactions. I'm keeping this smaller island here. Yeah, is the sound much worse for you? Like right now? Because for me the sound is a bit worse. Yeah, there is a higher pitch click thingy that is going on. I really dislike it. Yeah, I'm not sure why. What I think I'll do is stop the stream now. I'll do the outline of the map off stream. Save. Yeah, that should be much better for the sound. So what I think I'll do is I'll do the map off stream, just the outline, and then in Photoshop probably I'm going to, because Photoshop does not have that sound bug, I'll just load some brushes and everything and do the map in Photoshop on the next stream, which is probably in 3 days. Is that alright with you all? Yeah, that would be on the 26th. Probably around the same time. What is it, Alan? Oh, I accidentally... yeah, that one. I'm going to send that here, just so you have a reference. Copy that. We can do some conlanging if you want. Yeah, I have some time. So, Secundus, if you wanted to know what was done today, it's this page, basically. So, what do you want to work on in, well, either world building or conlanging, actually? Let me hear your proposals. What do you want to work? Alright, grammar, conlanging. So we have 2 votes for conlanging. Who else? Who wants conlanging? Who wants world building? Not very. We have a phonemic inventory with a very minimal syllable structure. Not much happening in terms of allophony, just 2 rules decided, and romanization. Yeah, just V2 order. Kanang. Alright? Yeah, it was one of them, yeah. And then, yeah, a system of articles to mark cases. Just a few things about all of the cases. Alright, how do you want to proceed? What part of the conlang do you want to work on? So hi Skireko, I don't know who you are. Okay, what part of the grammar, Alan? I'm not sure. Well, I'm probably going to evolve it just as an example for Conang's University, but right now I'm not planning to do diachronics. Conjugations. Double phrase. So, trouble. Syntax is a bit too deep for where we are right now in the language. I don't think we have enough words or morphology to be able to really delve into syntax. So let's work on some conjugations or maybe a translation. What do you say? Maybe a translation to kickstart it and see how we deal with the verbs. Oh, we already have basic word order. We have a V2 structure. Here it is. Oh. Can you not just go to the left? No, you can't. Okay. Oh yeah, because it's not that window that's focused. Um, what's the website? No, I'll just find it on the resources. Alright. Oh, Reddit is a bit laggy right now. Um, Alan, do we not have the syntax test cases in the resources? And I'm talking directly to you, Alan, because you edited that page. Yeah, to do. Yeah, I also thought we did, but apparently not. At least not in test, not in syntax, and not in sentence. Maybe on translation? I'll check. But that's very weird that we do not have it. No, undegraded either. No, we don't. Yes, please do. Um, is it really not... Can I just not find it with that search query? That's weird. It's whatever, I have them here. So let's do this one. The sun shines. So verbal groups are meant to be different endings, or different endings, because the radical of the verb is going to end in one of those sounds, an occlusive, a continuant, back vowel, or a front vowel. And the endings that append to it are going to differ based on that ending of the radical. So that will create our verbal classes or groups. And it's marked for both subject and direct object. Yes, this one, protopices, yeah. That's the one I was trying to reach first. They are not in this doc, no, but they are here. Apparently it's not here. Which one is it? It's going to be this one. No, it's not. This one? Yeah. No, not this one. That's weird. Yes. I fucked that up. Why did I stop? Okay, day 22 is where I stopped. And that's what on the 26th of December, just after Alan uploaded posted the 26th prompt. And the Connect University prompts too. Nice. Didn't do them though. Oh yeah, I have to reacquaint myself with the romanization, which is absolutely horrible. So do we have a word for sun? I think we do. Yes, that one, because that's, yeah. Oh yeah, some of them are really, really tricky. Uh, Figuring out how exactly to do it is pretty hard. No, the sun is right here. And shine, we don't have. Light. Illuminate, no we don't. Alright, so the closest we have is light, or flames. Right, that's a plural default. So the sun shines. Sample sentences. And I think I have a short gloss here. I'm going to copy that one. Copy that. And copy it like twice. Thanks, Alan. So the sun shines. No, I would want a word specifically to emit light. To be bright, to shine. Did I use it anywhere? No, I didn't. So we have mehil for to be bright, to shine, to cast light, to illuminate. So the sun casts light. So this would be so verb is second always. This would be marked with that. Okay, so we need this. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's all coming back to me and I really regret it. I'm going to love this. Well, the sun is animate, but that does not really matter here. Because I need to figure out the vowels and how to insert the article. I think it's going to be, oh yeah, a parenthetic vowel because it would be kilhanbe, and that's going to be a fucky one. So that's here. So that's for sure. Yeah, sure, I can. I should really have included the IPA and my sample sentences here. Yes, it is the star. Or actually, it can be a star too, because I don't think we talk about definiteness. Nominal number, do we say anything about definiteness? Nope, we don't, so it can be the star or a star for now. So that's a front vowel too. So that's Hanbei. Hanbei. What's KH? Is it H? Yes. No. It's just an aspirated K. Okay. So Hanbei Kilimbapu. Hanbei Kilimbapu. Because that's pre-nasalized. The R. Oh no, that's back vowel. So I would think that this will need to change too. And having a minute. So would that actually change? No, it wouldn't, because that's its own word. It's not. Okay, no, that's fine. I think that's it. And sun is talked about in the singular. Yeah, yes and no, because the noun for sun literally means a star. Or the star. We haven't decided definiteness yet. So it is singular in itself. So yes, we do have some words that are purely singular by default. Yes, Charlotte, you had some influence in the romanization, and so did Alan. And I think who else was it? I'd have to rewatch the VODs. I don't really remember. It was in November, December, so it's a bit far. I think Fennec too. Not sure. Well, in this case, it is the sun. So it is that one star. It's very specific. I'm not sure how I want it to function exactly now. Like, if it's this star or the star, and the definiteness gives it the specificity, or if it's the name of the star. Because I'm not sure how it evolved into that. The P is just P, bilabial plosive. By the way, I don't know how many of you are from Conlang's University, but just for the sake of it, back to the lesson on phonology. This column, glottal, this column, glottal, is not merged with that one because I do not yet know how it patterns. If the sounds are going to follow similar patterns to the dorsal column, then I will group them later. But if they are very different, which I think they will be, they're going to just be kept separate despite it being only two sounds in it. Or two phonemes, rather. And Charlotte, to be more accurate, it would be this. Yeah. Unrecognized command. Nice. I mean, it would just be phonemic. Dorsal. Dorsal is a broad category for everything that's on the hard palate and beyond. I just wanted to be more specific with palatal, and then dorsal for what is on the velum and uvula. I mean, really, dorsal is not the best name for that. It would be vela, uvula, just that. So back to our verbs. Our verbs. We need to mark mehil. So that's already marked for the ergative. It is already singular, so we do not need to mark it for the singular on top of that. What else is there to mark on a noun? That does not matter because the sun does exist, everyone knows it. That's good. That's also, yeah. Nothing else to mark with the current grammar. Now for the verb, we need to mark it for the subject. Well, the agent. The sun does shine. I'm going to consider it quite animate, so it does take the ergative. It makes sense to have it as a subject and agent. So mehil would be, oh yeah, marking for person. There. How do we mark for person then? And I'm going to go with impersonal because the sun is, though it physically exists, is more of a phenomenon than a person. Mark for personal agreement, because we need to mark the verb for the subject, which is the sun. Do we want a transfix, an infix, a prefix, a suffix? And regardless of the option we take, do we want it to be reminiscent of the case of it? Do we want it to be reminiscent of the number? Alright, so we want a suffix. They are not really sentences as much as they are just nominal groups, nominal phrases. Oh, maybe in the Luxembourg drafts. Let me check. No. Reminiscent of the pronouns. We do not have pronouns. And like, we do not have pronouns. I mean, we do not have pronouns yet. We can have pronouns. Yeah, everything is adverbial or nominal. We do not have sentences with verbs. Yeah, no pronouns. So we'd have to make the pronouns. But we wanted suffixes to start with. Maybe suffix for the objects. Well, there is no reason why we could not combine that by having a suffix for the object and a prefix for the subject, which would then give a set of circumfixes, because every combination would be represented. Alright, so since we need to mark for the subject, it's going to be a prefix. That's here. Yeah, I fixed that, Alan. Don't worry. I generally notice my typos. I just don't always bother to fix them. I was sure I had already seen that word, but apparently not. And I'm not sure I like such, it's still 3 sounds, and it's quite long to type for just a prefix indicating the subject. Oh yeah, I'm going to display the romanization. Normally with just the romanization table, you should have enough information because of the labels on the rows and columns. So the word that Charlotte is proposing should be yay. Cake. Which doesn't sound too bad, but I'm not sure I like it before a consonant. Maybe we could just make it j in before a consonant and j before a vowel, so that we have a consonant vowel alternation. and pe. Yeah. And pe could be a. I think pe could be a fine, fine suffix. I'm just not sure about how to have it interact with consonant final things, but that's to be decided in this part here. Yeah, pe could be a suffix for something. I'm going to go with je. Je. So that the sun and it shines. And that would be yeah, that's good. How many suffixes and prefixes? Well, we need at least one per person. We do not necessarily need them for the number because the number is already indicated on the nouns. It could be nice to have them for number too, or at least have them change for number, not necessarily completely different. And we have those three for the third person. To have some rather nice syncretism, we could have the third persons always have a vowel that conforms to the next in a phenomenon of vocalic harmony. For instance, je would be third person because it has the same vowel as the next syllable in the verb. That could be second person. That would be de. Okay, yeah. I'm going to note that somewhere. Where is it? Not with a tremor. It's not with an umlaut. It's not. It's a central vowel. Yeah, we can just reverse it and have like do for the first person and something like ma for the second person. Just to reverse expectations. Hi, Foma. What do you mean, Scullum? Oh, you want a link to the doc? Yeah, sure. Can you please update? Alright, so I'm going to notate that. You're welcome. And I'm not sure what you mean with 3p or 2p. Oh, do you mean the division of the third person into local, non-local, and impersonal? The sun is going to be impersonal. I'm going to insert a table here. Yeah, well then the sun is going to be third person impersonal. So it's not first person, second person, and third person. Those are three variations on the third person. No, I don't need a table for that actually, because I do not have anything else for this to... Oh, actually. I still don't understand what you mean with 2p and 3p. Do you mean non-local or impersonal? Because those are not second and third person. Okay, so you do mean non-local and impersonal? Okay. Uh, they would be in the non-local, because they are still a person. It's not exactly about physical existence, at least that's not how I think of it. It's more about existence at all. The sun is a concept that does not exist and cannot be... It's not tangible, but a person's existence would be somewhat tangible in the form of memories. You still have the feelings, but you still have the memories of that person, even if they are dead. But you don't really have feelings towards the sun. The sun just is there. You might prefer the day over the night, but the sun itself does not care, and it's just there or not. So it being local or non-local does not matter as much. And I guess for poetic licenses you could employ local or non-local. If the sun is a date, I'm not sure I would want the sun to be a god of some sort. Or at least we do not yet know, so for now it's going to be impersonal, because I want impersonal to be able to refer to gods in general, because it's easier than local and non-local. I don't want to deal with, hey, does this god actually exist, and if they exist, do they see everything, are they everywhere? So therefore, are they local or are they not local because you can't see them? So gods and concepts are going to be shoved into impersonal. Like maybe local and non-local is reserved for people, humans, and maybe pets. And maybe animals, or... And maybe as a distance, locational DXs. For like, I want the tree in my garden, that's local. But a tree in a forest would be non-local. That could be a way to deal with DXs. without actually marking it on the noun. So third person is I'm going to go with that. Or maybe this. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to explain that in a second because I have an idea and I'd like to explain it fully in the form of a table and a summary. So I'm looking how to word that. We also mentioned per, and I'm going to do the same here, or rather are nasal continuants. No, they are not. A continuant is a consonant that does not involve a closure of the vocal tract, of the oral cavity, sorry. The oral cavity, not the vocal tract. Plosives are not continuants because you just close the vocal tract entirely. You stop all the air flowing out. Nasals are, and that's probably why you think they are continuants, it's because you expel the air through the nose. But the definition of a continuance is not a complete closure of the vocal tract, but of the oral cavity. Nasal consonants, you shut down the oral cavity in order to be able to redirect the air through the nose. So that's not a continuance because you shut your mouth, basically. Continuants are approximants, fricatives, and vowels. An example of I mean, I may be making a mistake, but I don't think I'm making a mistake. Let me just check, actually. The Wikipedia page for continuants, I'm going to just, yeah, okay, got it. Okay, I'm going to read you the first paragraph of the continuants Wikipedia page. In phonetics, a continuant is a speech sound produced with a complete closure in the oral cavity, namely fricatives, approximants, and vowels. So that much was right. Approximants and vowels are sometimes called frictionless continuants. Continuants contrast with occlusives, such as plosives, affricates, and nasals. So nasals are indeed occlusives and are continuants. It's weird that the sonority hierarchy page does call them that, but maybe it's some phonetic thing I'm not remembering. And Skalum, an example of what? Do we want to keep the vowels the same across subject and object and just change the... Are they called continuants because you can continue pronouncing them? No, that's the thing. The definition of continuance excludes nasals because it's complete closure of the oral cavity, not of the vocal tract, but of the oral cavity. Nasal consonants involve a closure of the oral cavity, even though you don't completely obstruct the vocal tract because you still let the air escape from the nose. Occlusives are occlusives are due to complete closure in the mouth. Yes. Whether the nose is entirely closed or not is not relevant to the definition of occlusive. And yes, they are more sonorous than fricatives. So yes, maybe it's just because in most languages that have something to do with sonority hierarchy, maybe they do pattern along the continuance. Maybe that's why. Phonetics is not my area of expertise, since it's basically irrelevant for consonants. You can choose to make it relevant, but it's not very useful, I find. It's a very niche topic. You should go and ask Sino about it. He knows more about phonetics than I do. So, about subject and object, do we want to keep the vowels the same or not? Oh, you mean for this? What's just the, yeah, that would be a valid structure, yes. Would. Would is perfectly fine. But dnud would not be a valid syllable. It might be a valid word, but not a valid syllable. Which would probably mean that there would be an epenthetic consonant vowel. So what happened to P? To P, sorry. It's here. It's still here in the object third person. I do not want to have just P, so I want the consonants here, the C's you see here. I want them to change according to the locality of the person. So it might be P with the impersonal, or with a non-local or local. I think I'm going to go with local. Yeah, I was going to type all of that and then explain. And yeah, J is also there. It's that one. And impersonal. Yeah, sure, we can. I mean, I don't think that words are dead, but we can have it. Just give me a definition for it. Maybe it's actually the name of the letter D. So non-local is going to be whatever we want. I want P here, so that's P in the local. I'm going to keep that here, actually. Yeah, make up your mind. Much better. I'm going to go with that. First vowel of the next syllable in the conjugated verb. Well, what does tickle your fancy? Either you decide, or I'm making the word for kink. How do you make a glottal stop at the start of a word? You can't with your glottis and release. Ah, ah, ah. Yeah, I also thought of dude. Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's just have it. Oh yeah, if I don't switch keyboards. It's not that, it's not that, it's not that. What is it? Yeah. I think a D? Oh yes, I am. And I have just one and I'm pretty happy with that, so thank you. How do we define it? Just girls seems a bit too easy. No, not teenage, young adults. Do we have any genders? I don't think we do. We don't have genders, no non-classes. Uh-huh. No, it needs to be plural, so it's already a group. For women? Yeah, sure. No, I don't want to go that way. Just women, actually. I'm just going to go with that. Okay, so the sun shines is this, which we explain here. Because the default number of all nouns is plural. It's a marked singular. Plural is therefore unmarked. As for why, just because I liked it. Alright, it's been what, two hours and a bit. I think I'm going to stop there, and for the next time, which is in 3 days, same time, yeah, 26th, I'm going to prepare a few sample sentences that we are going to translate, and maybe prepare the map if I have time. Which I may not have because I have several RPG sessions to prepare. Some things can never be in plural form, that's a fact. They'll just not be plural, and the default will just be singular. But for instance, you have the word hair in English, which is often treated as a singular despite referring to a mass, or bread. Those are mass nouns, but here they would just be plural. Like in this language, you could have breads or hairs, because that would be the default. And you would mark it with a hair, which is valid in English, but a bread is not valid in English. It's a piece of bread. Though I guess in some dialects a bread could be valid. It's just not in mine. Yes, it is, Charlotte. It is. This is why I really like romanizing all those two plosives as double the character. At some point we'll have to find some way of explaining some form of the double D is a form of the simple D, which is the, that has undergone some fortition, something like that. Or maybe it was geminated and it got fortited to a plosive. We'll have to find something at some point, yeah. And then maybe we can do diachronics after that. And have some very deep orthography, which is going to be an absolute mess. Anyway, I'm going to stop the stream now. Come back in 3 days with maybe the map, and if not, at least a few sample sentences to translate. Probably 4 or 5, so that we can make more grammar features. Have a good one, and thanks for hanging out.